morning to all. Thank you for the opportunity to present the tab again here at the TPN General Assembly and annual event. Last year, I focused on presenting some results of the tab. This year, as we have new people, I thought that it would be useful to present you an overview of what it is and also to speak about what has been the impact so far and the prospects for the future. So the mission of the tab, it was already explained briefly by Patrick. It's coherently linked with the hub, and we want to support the promising nanomedicine projects and organizations to define paths, so a viable path to reach the market. And this is not only for the benefit of patients, but also, as Mike rightly said, to enhance commercial success as well. So this is the main mission of the tab. Along with this mission, we also believe that we can improve public investment in nanomedicine, so the return of this investment, even if we are doing that on a bottom-up approach and not a top-down approach so far. And to educate and develop the field of nanomedicine, as the support that is provided by the tab should help people to understand what they will be needing, even if their projects have no conditions to move forward or are failing, to know what they needed to be successful in this translation effort. So what it really is a service that offers technical and commercial evaluation together with peer support and guidance. And this is done by a team of experts. Some of them are already here today. So you already listened, Mike, for example, with a broad range of complementary knowledge and skills and understanding. I mean, this is a combined knowledge that it's the unique feature of the tab. So we gathered a team that have expertise in different fields along the R&D cycle, but also when a product is launched, and this experience is not scientific experience mostly, but it is industrial experience. So it's this combined force that really makes the tab valuable, and it's a service that it's been provided for free right now because it's being funded by Enatrans, and Enatrans was already presented by Nico. So we support startups, SMEs, and academics in their translation efforts. What it does in concrete is actually to assess, and this is the first, let's say, offering of the tab, to assess the prospects of the nanomedicine projects that come through the tab using some criteria that has been defined and standardized, providing feedback then after the assessment on business, strategic, and technical issues in order to define what might be needed for commercial success and for market translation before, of course. Provide recommendations based also on the assessment that is done and the feedback that is provided to either continue, redirect, restart, or discontinue projects. It should be said that at this stage, recommendations are, the instrument was designed to provide recommendations along the support service, meaning that we are not providing recommendations only at a certain point. We are following up projects and then providing new recommendations as they are making or not making the progress that we were expected to do. And so this is the kind of mentoring and guidance that is provided for the teams that are more competitive. I mean, we are not supporting all the projects at the same level. The projects that are deemed more competitive will get more support, and they will be guided in accordance with their specific needs. And you have some examples there. It might be technical development, funding, partnering, regulatory, or manufacturing. So here's our great team. This is a team that we expect to grow in the future. It's the true wealth of the tab. It's what we can offer you and have let's say, a quality assurance for these well-connected, respected individuals. And very, very nice, by the way. So this is the process for those that don't know how we operate. We have a stage, a first stage we call stage 0 for the application. It's open continuously, so you can submit your projects anytime at the Nanomed Tab website. Then there is a stage 1 divided into 2 different sub-phases, let's say. A phase for feedback, where we have individual sessions with participants. This time we organize the sessions here in Malaga. So tomorrow there will be sessions, 2-hour sessions with projects where these projects are assigned 2-3 experts, depending on the number of projects that we have each session. We also organize some sessions online when people don't have the possibility to come and attend the session in person. This specific subphase is then gives then the feedback and the follow-up, and from this point we can decide if the project is continuing the stage 1 loop or if it might proceed then for stage 2 for business development. So I was mentioning before that the support that we provide in the stage 1 follow-up is done on a continuous basis, and then depending on the progress that the projects are doing over time. And yes, of course, at a certain point, we will decide if the project is or is not ready to go for business development. So some figures, just for you to have an idea of what we have delivered so far. We have organized 6 rounds of applications with the correspondent tab sessions. We have organized in Ireland and in Switzerland, Greece, the UK, in London, Sweden, and Spain in this event. We got 78 applications from 19 countries in Europe and beyond Europe, and around 50% of these projects are being supported on a continuous basis. Some success stories as well, so projects that we have supported that have hit major milestones. An Israel startup that secured an investment round of 3.5 million euros. A British startup secured very recently an investment round of 2.7. Portuguese SME that reshaped the plan according to the recommendations of the TAB to secure enough funds to keep running. And the Spanish R&D team that was awarded 500K to start up a company and to move to accelerate their promising project to the market. Yeah, you have a testimonial. This is just an example of how people is satisfied with what they get from the tab. There's many others on the website, and really our feedback has been very positive so far from everybody, even the ones that didn't have the chance to get further support, that were not selected for stage 1. All of them found the experience very valuable, and the feedback that they got, even if written only, it was a very good takeaway for them. So some main findings. I'm going very quickly. I don't want to delay this session anymore. So yeah, I think we can say that it is a valuable resource. We use an holistic approach that combines all the knowledge available in the tab to provide the different services that the tab is providing, and well, that I've explained before. It's still more attractive to academic institutions and startups. Most of the projects are at early stage of development, but this I think is good. Actually, I mean, the impact of the tab can be more clearly seen in early stage projects and late stage projects, actually. These are projects where we can still have a lot to say, and we can direct efforts and strategies. Needs and priorities of beneficiaries, of applicants, are often misunderstood. And yeah, I was saying before, there is value seen even by failing applicants. So the prospects for the period is actually to expand the tab beyond nano in this, well, as we also are aligned with the transition that we have from Noble to Ester. We will continue to support current projects, so it means that there won't be any disruption by the transition of Enatrans to Noble, and Noble will be funding the tab for 3 years more. We have the goal of having at least 100 new projects and supporting these projects to our maximum capacity. We want to have more direct marketing, meaning that we will be organizing roadshows and greet and meet events in different regions. And yeah, for this, in this specific sense, I would like to encourage everybody that well, feels that they have interesting stakeholders in the regions that could be available to have a look on what the TAB has to offer, that could promote actively the TAB locally. Yeah, please feel free to contact me. I will be mostly pleased to follow up with each of you that show some interest on promoting the TAB locally and having us there. And yeah, we also are working on the possibility of incubating and funding the most promising projects through a new instrument that has been designed in Anatrans and will be further designed and implemented in Nobel. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thanks a lot, Pedro.
Don't
leave, Pedro, please.
Yes.
Can I make a short survey? How many SMEs or startups are in the room? Please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, Pedro, you have 7 applicants to the next TAB session, okay? So if you want to meet Pedro during the coffee break, I think I would strongly advise you to meet Pedro to see if the TAB could help you in one way or another. Of course, TAB is not, let's say, a universal solution, but TAB, believe me, TAB is really a unique initiative. And this is why, you know, the medtech industry is looking with some jealousy, I would say, to the TAB and is asking us, let's say, to expand the TAB. But so I would recommend all the entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs or owners of startup companies to meet Pedro and maybe the TAB members today, because tomorrow there is a busy agenda, but today to see if it's worth, let's say, applying for the next session. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Patrick, for doing this important remark. And feel free to contact with the experts there and to have their some impressions about what they do, what they can offer. Please, Mike wants to speak.
Okay, I've written on the other side of the beer mat now. Perhaps, Pedro, you could just mention confidentiality under Anatrans, because people may be a bit worried about that.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, it's totally safeguarded, if I can use this word. I don't know. It's there is a code of conduct that binds all the experts with the confidentiality and the no conflict of interest clauses. And also, all experts have service agreements with us, with TechMingo, not with the TAB. So, well, in these service agreements, these issues are also taken care of. So, no worries about confidentiality. This is assured, and it's a given. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think the other interesting thing is going on from Anatrans, and I think it has been very successful, is the lessons it's learnt. And some of the lessons are as follows. And since we got this audience together, it may be just worth briefly mentioning what they are. One of the key things is to impact more of the funders, so we get a higher quality of projects being funded. Education, I think, is also a win-win-win. Currently in Europe, we don't educate. There are very few undergraduate courses which do development science. We're very good at research science, but we do neglect development sciences, and I think that's a big opportunity. Anatrans itself, I think, is very important. And one of the things it does very well is milestone things, so people can find out very quickly where they are in the R&D process. Showcasing is also really important. It's very important that people are able to show what the real focus of their innovation is and what's going to come out of it. And you'll be surprised how poorly people do that overall in terms of the applications to the TAB process. Sometimes you can read several pages of documentation, but we're still not clear exactly what the product is they're trying to develop, and that is a skill which we need to perhaps work on as well. The technology transfer officers in universities, they've been largely neglected as a resource, and they need some guidance or some assistance, I think. And last but not least, I think, is they need to focus on, I could put this all in a generalized box, a radical innovation, portfolio management. We see many people doing the same things when there's only a limited scope for one or two of those projects, probably only one of those projects succeeds. So we need people spread more widely. The need for more blue sky research and portfolio management. So I'll stop there. So hopefully people will think about those points.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike, for this very nice presentation. Well, we move on to Simon from UNCL.